Yeah.
Hey, CBC. My name is Mike Patella of Christian Business Connect, and this is our February 15th edition of Meet the Member. We have Aaron McCarthy here of Maven IT.
Hello.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Excited.
Us too.
Great.
Yeah, definitely.
Great.
So tell the world, our CBC followers,
Yes.
about you, your company, and all that good stuff.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mike. So my name is Aaron McCarthy. I'm the owner of Maven IT. So we focus on technology services. In the space, they call it a managed service provider, MSP. So what that means is we provide services, but we also manage them for the business owner. So it's focused around mainly 4 different services. The biggest one of which kind of has 2 paths. It's the desktop support, server support, and endpoint support essentially. So meaning you have a problem with your computer, you call in, we'll help you out, but we'll also be proactive on the managed piece of it, meaning we will make sure it's backed up to the cloud and also local if you want to do a hybrid. We'll make sure it's patched. We'll make sure you have antivirus. So those 3 stools can keep you in a really good spot. Keep you less susceptible to the malware, viruses, things of that nature.
So it's pretty preventative.
It is very preventative.
Okay.
So once you get on the system, I see very low volumes of calls at that point. So, but just patching alone, people don't understand because you're not in the business, you don't think about this. But if you patch your computer regularly and on a consistent schedule, then you really reduce your risk and exposure significantly, like high 90s. So
Nice.
So yeah, it's really helpful. So we have that piece of it for the help and the support. Then we have the other side, which is firewalling, Wi-Fi, switching, that sort of thing. So again, kind of to the physical part of your network. So you have your internet coming in, and then we do the firewall, we'll do the Wi-Fi and the switching. So we will manage that as well. So you want to make sure that the threats are not getting past the firewall and not affecting your LAN. And then on the other side, you have your Wi-Fi, of course. A lot of things are now Wi-Fi enabled, as everybody knows. You don't want to be giving out your Wi-Fi password to visitors that come to your office. You want to make sure they're on the guest network so that they're sandboxed and they can't spread any viruses or they can't see your data, expose your data, that kind of thing. So again, really it's centered around best practices.
Makes sense.
So that's the, that's the managed IT services piece. Then we roll into the telecom piece.
Okay.
So now, as many are familiar, we have VoIP, voice over IP, right? So for those of you who aren't familiar, so voice over IP is basically phone service through the internet. So we no longer have, or we do have the traditional telecom that comes from the pole, goes back to AT&T and Verizon, but that is quickly being phased out because AT&T and Verizon are sunsetting those services. They're no longer maintaining them. They're no longer required by the government to maintain them. So what happened? Yeah, so it's a big thing, right? So they call it, a VoIP or a traditional telecom to VoIP migration is what we're really going through at this point. So what it means is you may get at some point, if you are on traditional telecom, you'll get a notice. I've had some customers show these to me. Get a notice that says, hey, we no longer offer the service in your area. You'll need to migrate. And oftentimes they won't even give you an option to say, hey, use this service. So it's your hands are up in the air, like, what am I supposed to do? So
what is this migration you speak of?
Right? So what we do then is we'll come in, assess your internet connectivity, the number of phones you may need, how your call flow works, if you have auto attendance, if you have hunt groups, all these different telecom terms, but we make it easy for you. And we'll go in and we'll quote it and make sure it works. So basically, it's a phone put on your desk, connected in through the Ethernet cable into your network, becomes another network device, pick up, you make your phone calls. So
easy enough.
It is, it's super easy. There's a lot of different pieces to it, obviously, but we'll walk you right through and we'll make sure that you have what you need.
And from my understanding, some people can avoid the hardware and just do it straight to their phone.
They could. That's a great point, Mike. So now, with the onset of VoIP technology, we have the mobile client. So now you have your phone. It's always in your pocket, of course. It has an app that runs, and we can now move all of your business calls to that app. The great thing is you can also have it ring on your phone on your desk and ring your app at the same time. So we have options with the call flow, but it allows you to see your voicemails, allows you to see your call history, all of those types of things. As well, you can also text. So now you want to text enable your business line, we can do that too. So yeah, so that's the telecom piece. Then we roll into email, which is really Office 365, Google G Suite. We're resellers of that, so we can help you set that up, set up your distribution list, make sure email sends correctly, like any other reseller. And then lastly, we have IP security camera. service. So, you may want to monitor your business inside, outside, cash registers, parking lots, things like that. And again, it's another device that sits on your network. We help you monitor that. As well, we have a mobile app. So you're on your phone, you're at home, you want to see, what's going on in the parking lot, whatever the case, we can monitor it. So
That's pretty cool. And do you do residential for that as well?
we don't do as much residential. We could always take a look at it, but it's not our forte, mainly business.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. It's very important to have.
It is, I'll tell you, and having the option to be able to access it remotely is huge because people want to see that data and you want to be able to, if you want to download a snippet, you can do it, from your couch, you can do it from your PC, you can do it from your office. You have access.
So. Nice. Yeah, no, technology is very important. Sounds like you guys do a lot of just overall protection for the business owner with their,
yes.
the property, with the cameras, the phone,
yes.
the technology, which I've had situations where things have gone down or something I'm using has gone down, and
right.
that is very annoying.
Right, yeah.
Wastes a lot of time and
you
sometimes
do.
money.
You do. So if you can be preventative about it, like I said, once you get on the system, as I call it, everything tends to work very well. So, but what else is cool is that, of course, you buy any of our services and the phone support is included. So there's no charge for that. It's included in the monthly cost.
Oh,
so
tremendous.
Which is nice. Yeah.
Nice. So what got you into all this?
So IT in general, I've always kind of been the person who's always, technically oriented, right?
Mm-hmm.
Always liked it. Not as much on the programming side, but more on the hardware and networking side was always my draw. So I went to Oakland University for my bachelor's degree, and I thought I wanted to be in accounting, right? So went into my first accounting class, ready to go, and said, no, this is not for me at all. So one of my other core requirements was MIS, so is what they called it at the time. Management Information Systems. So went into that class and we did some website work, we did some networking type work, and I said, this is it. This is my calling. I have to do this. So kind of from there, kind of took off. So I'm not really the one who, from a small age was, working with computers, but more as I kind of got older, grew into it, and found that was my niche. So.
No, that's awesome. I mean, that's tremendous. So you own Maven IT, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Awesome. What made you decide to go out on your own?
Yeah, so, I've worked many different jobs. My first job was, and it will kind of date me a little bit, but was tech support for dial-up internet. So remember, you used to get those CDs, right, AOL and all that?
Very exciting when I was a kid. Greatest thing ever.
Remember the modem tones? Nobody can forget the modem tones.
No,
right?
I want to try to replicate it right now, but I'm not going to for the convenience of you and our listeners. Yes.
But those of you out there who remember that, you can hear it in your head right now. I know you can. So I worked for a small internet service. My first job worked for a small internet service provider in Troy, Big Beaver, and Rochester. They were a strip mall. The owners ran a T1, which was big bandwidth back in the day, ran it back into the back of the building, had a modem bank that it connected to, and we doled out internet connectivity. So I'd get the calls, hey, I can't, connect, and I'd remove Maria, the TCP adapter, and do all kinds of crazy stuff and get you connected to the internet. So
wow.
Yeah, so I started there, and I was like, oh, this is awesome, I love it, right? So kind of kept going through. I worked in management positions in IT. I worked for a mechanical contractor, a Limbach company, for about 10 years, doing IT for their 12 locations. I did some telecom rollouts for them, and then I moved into more telecom focused with a couple local companies in the area in Southfield and Troy, doing engineering and doing product development. And it was while I was at those companies that I saw there's this gap. And the gap is this: the small businesses, the medium businesses, not all the time would they have a IT support staff sitting there ready to go, because we'd be ready to give them phones. So, hey, we're going to send the phones out. Please contact your IT staff, have them ready, plug them in, and the people on the other end would say, well, what IT staff? We don't have anybody. Who can you recommend? And it was just a fiasco at that point, because you want to get the phone service installed, but you need somebody there to do it. So you're touching the network, you're making changes, and it gets a sticky situation really quick. So I saw this gap and I said, wow, really there needs to be somebody who's focused on the small, medium space who can be this all-encompassing IT manager for these businesses, So
nice little one-stop shop.
Exactly. But, somebody who is not working out of the back of their truck, who is dependable, who can be there, because I've always helped customers on the side, with evenings and that kind of thing. But to be there full time and be there ready at May was, I thought, a pretty good value proposition.
Yeah, no, I would agree. That's awesome.
So that's when I said, all right, let's do Maven IT. I had my side customers from my other business. Said, okay, let's roll it into Maven IT. Let's go full time. So it's basically the genesis of it.
Nice. So how long have you been self-employed now? Exactly.
Since May of last year.
Okay. So
yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
So you're coming up on a year?
Pretty soon. Yeah.
Nice. Congrats.
Yeah. Thank you. Yep.
What's your favorite thing about being self-employed?
I'll tell you, family is very important to me. So having the time to spend with my kids, previously, when you're in the grind, working for somebody, I'm obviously very dedicated to what I do and always be there. Now I have the ability to be able to, drop my son off in the morning at school, to be there for the basketball games, to, help out without having to worry about, I've got all these other things, because I can manage that whole time frame. And
exactly.
Have other people who can help out. So
nice.
That's been the greatest part, is, more time with the family.
Yeah. So obviously that's very good. Flexibility is one of the reasons I love being self-employed as well.
Sure.
But obviously there are challenges with being self-employed. Mm-hmm. What's the most challenging part of it for you?
Yeah, self-employed is the big leap, and I'll tell you, it's the fluctuation of the income, right? You have really good months, you have really bad months, and you have months in between, right? So
yep.
I think, it's nice to work for the employer and have that steady paycheck, but I'll tell you, taking the leap and getting into it, definitely worth it, and I take the good with the bad, and wouldn't turn back for anything.
No, that's awesome. That's tremendous. So congrats on the upcoming year here.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
So do you mainly target like Metro Detroit, or are you all over the state? Do you handle, Texas or Florida?
Right. Yeah. So mainly Tri-County area,
okay.
Macomb, and Wayne. But I do have customers in Florida. I do have customers in California. So I can be anywhere. So obviously it's the physical presence if you need somebody on site, though we do have somebody we work with to contract people if we do need it, so we can do it. But mainly, like I said, once you get on the system, it's really phone calls. I have remote support into your PCs, and we can do 99% of the things remotely, which is great. So
nice. That helps out a lot.
It does. It's ever expansive. I mean, it's just there's no barriers really. So,
exactly. Yeah, technology is awesome. It's a good thing you're there to protect it.
Exactly.
So obviously we're a Christian organization. How has your faith influenced your path or your business? Or
yeah, and it's funny. I was having a conversation the other day with another friend of mine who was looking to sell his business, and just kind of mid-career, I'd say approximately, and he's obviously end of his career, and just listening to him talk, and he's the kind of guy who does the right thing, right? Because no matter what it is, he wants to do the right thing for his employees. They are long tenured. He's very faithful in God as well, and just doing the right thing and seeing that his career, him doing the right thing, has really paid off. So really for me, it's looking at that and seeing what can I do to really help my customers and do the right thing, and do as he would instruct, and really going down that path. And it's the payoff is huge. Just for me to be able to do this and help other people, because technology can be a confusing thing. People don't always understand, and obviously I've been given this gift to understand it and help communicate it, and to help teach and help people out. And that's my passion. It's what I love.
Nice. It sounds like you got the right intentions with all of it, and you've accomplished a lot in a short time. And congrats on all this success.
Yeah, appreciate it. Looking forward to the growth.
Yeah. Any other final news, notes, tips, whatever you want to say to the audience before we sign off? Yeah.
No, really. So one tip, and I get this question a lot, so I'm just going to pop a question out there that I get, is they always ask me, Aaron, what is the cloud? So I'm here to tell you the cloud does not exist. It's just the internet.
Makes sense.
We can go into detail in the talk in different ways, but really it's just a marketing term, branding term. But
nice.
But yeah, so I put that out there for everybody. But no, I really appreciate the time with Christian Business Connect, and looking forward to helping the membership grow and helping everybody find their way through God. It's great. I really appreciate that we bumped into each other, and here we are.
Yeah, no, hey, God's got a plan in all things, right?
Absolutely.
So no, I really appreciate you being here, being active, being involved, all that good stuff. And yeah, appreciate your time as well. So if you have any questions for Aaron, clarifying the cloud stuff or anything else, he is tagged in this post, he and his company. You can also find them at christianbc.com in our directory. So everyone have a great weekend as we all work more to be more through Christ. Thanks and God bless.
Bye.
And Kelsey's not here, so you guys are going to see a close-up of my face because